Can you give us an essence on how Bashar sees the current situation in Lebanon?
Well, there's some question as to how much he manipulated the crisis for the benefit of Syria versus being a serendipitous benefactor of events initiated by others, such as Hamas and such as Hezbollah in Iran. However, I think he sees the potential of strategic benefits of the current situation in terms of bringing Syria and bringing Bashar al-Assad back to the diplomatic table, because, of course, as you know, he's been contained and isolated, particularly by the United States.
How much is it important for him to return to the diplomatic game?
It's vital from his perspective, because he knows that's the only way he's going to get the Golan Heights back. And he realizes that unless he is involved in the diplomatic resolution, not only to Lebanon, obviously, but to other issues, that he will not get it back. And, of course, it's just a matter of prestige and a matter of being seen as part of the international community. He doesn't like being isolated. He doesn't like the fact that he couldn't get a visa to go to the UN General Assembly meeting. Syrian foreign policy under his father and under him, it's all about getting leverage in terms of trying to get concessions regarding the Golan Heights. And by at least being perceived as having some influence over Hezbollah and the radical factions in Hamas, these are arrows in his quiver that he hopes can be used to bargain with, to trade with, in order to get concessions regarding either Lebanon and certainly ultimately the Golan Heights.
What kind of a person he is?
He's very personable, he's very at ease, very welcoming. He immediately puts you at ease when you're talking with him. And that was one of of course, criticisms of Bashar when he first came to power, that he was too nice. He was too weak to really rule over Syria. I think he's put away and dispelled some of those notions. I don't think he sees Israel as the enemy, so to speak. It's certainly not the Zionist entity. He sees it as a strategic threat. I don't think he has any sort of emotional hatred of Israel. I mean, he is a child of the Arab-Israeli conflict. He is a child of Syrian propaganda and Syrian textbooks and so forth that have described Israel very negatively over the years. So there obviously are some negative attitudes toward Israel, but it's not an attitude based on a negation of Israel or anything like that. He wants to deal with Israel. I think he certainly sees Israel as a country with which Syria can have relations with in the future. And that's what he sees, hopefully coming out of the situation in the Lebanese crisis, that maybe the first stage, which will be dealing with a resolution to the crisis in an immediate sense, will hopefully lead to something in a more regional sense that will demand the inclusion of Syria.